Hey guys, Jamiy here, and today we are on Twitter once again, and Tate, I don't know what you're doing, okay? But we got two sets of tweets this time, so also the other one was an hour ago. I'm not really sure if I'll upload this on the same day that I uploaded that video, I'll just see, but pretty much. Also, now we know that the game has been delayed for another month, around a month. We're not really too sure yet if it might increase it even more or reduce it a little bit. We're not really too sure about that yet, but there's expecting a month. But anyway, Tate, the beautiful narwhal person, obviously, has revealed something else about the game. So honestly, here we are, 1 out of 2 tweets. Now, to put all those theories to rest, obviously talking about the other image that he posted, which is it even on here, or do I have to go to the Llama train studio? Oh, see ya. But this one, I initially saw this and thought, oh, 7 Loomians in your party. All people saw it as like the station where you would go for the professors, or the professor, where you would claim your starter. I didn't think, like I said, I didn't think it would be that, mainly for the fact that it's nothing important. Yes, it's cool, but it doesn't give us any info about the game. Whereas if it was to do with 7 Loomians, and we'd be able to carry 7 Loomians with us on our adventure, that actually is info about the game, and it would make more sense on why they would tease it and release that info to us. Anyway, scroll all the way back up now. So then, you'll be able to carry 7 Loomians with you at a time. Once that battle begins, however, you may only use 5. The last 2 slots in your team are your bench. You may only swap Loomians on and off the bench in between battles. So pretty much how it's going to work is that you can carry 7 Loomians around, although 2 of them, which will be benched, are not going to be used in battles. They'll just be a spectator, for example. Although if we go on to the second tweet now, benched Loomians gain some XP from watching you battle. The experience boost game pass will boost this amount in addition to allowing non-benched, non-participating Loomians to gain experience. So pretty much how this all works, okay, is that how they have it set up straight away. Actually, by the way, I just realized they have the 7 starters in there. Pretty much how they're going to be doing it straight off the bat is that only your benched Loomians will be getting XP. So for example, if in Pokemon Brick Bronze, there was also the XP share game pass. Now also, if you had that, every Pokemon in your party would get XP, even if they didn't participate in the battle. Like for example, if I had a Charizard and another 5 Greninjas, if I only use a Charizard in battle, my Greninjas also still get some XP experience. I don't think it's exactly the same amount as the Charizard gets, but it gets some nevertheless. Now in this game, if you don't have any game passes, for example, if you use Dripple, and Dripple is your only Loomian that you use in the battle, and for example you have Eaglet and Weavalt, hashtag Weavalt gang, for example, so if Dripple defeat something in battle, your Eaglet and your Weavalt would get experience. Also, not as much as the Dripple from what the second tweet suggests, but at least it gets some. However, your Vambat, Snowcub, Ember, and Feevine wouldn't get any experience because they weren't in the battle. Obviously, if you send out Dripple, if Dripple is like your first one to enter the battle, then you withdraw it, send out Snowcub and Dripple get experience after the battle as long as none of them fainted, at least, I believe. But what he's saying as well is that if you buy the experience share game pass, which was what it was known as originally in Brick Bronze, which it actually now looks like it's going to be called the experience boosts game pass, pretty much the XP share. So how that's going to work is that if I read it again really quickly. Okay, so pretty much what that's saying is that the benched Loomians already got some experience, although with this game pass they get even more experience. And the Loomians that didn't participate, so for this example, if Dripple was the only Loomian that we used in the battle, Vambat, Snowcub, Ember, and Feevine would get a small percentage of experience, although my Eaglet and the Weavalt would get more than these four, which is pretty good. And also it says that these two can't be used in battle, they're just spectating, although after the battle is done, you can go into your menu and you can swap which ones you want in your bench. So for example, okay, Weavalt is already evolved. Okay, I can take Weavalt off now, I want to level up my Snowcube to evolve that. So I'll put Snowcube in my bench to get more XP quicker. And then also I can just go into battle. So definitely interesting. It does mean that battles will go a little bit quicker. Competitive, we don't really know anything about like the PvP battles for right now. We don't know if it's going to be 5 or 7. It looks like it's more leaning towards 5, but I'm hoping that we get the choice to pick how many Loomians we'll get to use in battle. For example, we might be able to only use one. Like how Brick Bronze had like the menu set up so you can like choose what rules you wanted. I'm kind of hoping that they let us pick how many Loomians we want to have in each battle. For example, we could have only 1v1s, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, 5v5, and also 6v6 or 7v7, which also would be pretty cool. I would probably stick to 5v5s or 7v7s in my opinion. I think 7v7s, it depends, they might be dragged on a lot more. With also, if we look at Pokemon Brick Bronze, for example, a lot of people like to use Arcanine, Mandibuzz, Toxapex, like all of the tanky ones, like Chansey, stuff like that. And if people only ran 6 tanks, it was so annoying because you'd have like half an hour battles, an hour battles, 2-hour battles I've had sometimes, where it would just be them swapping in, swapping out, swapping in, swapping out, healing. Oh, there's a toxic, let me heal again, let me swap back out again. That sort of deal, which also was really, really annoying. So if it's 7, it could drag them on, it could drag those longer battles on more, but with the 5v5 battles, obviously it wouldn't be that long. Although, we have to take into account energy, which means we don't really know how different the battles are going to be, which is kind of a cool concept, but we still have to pretty much get our heads around that once the game is out. So for energy, for example, since there's no PP on moves, power points, I believe is what they called them in Pokemon, since also, for example, Earthquake only had 10 PP unless you boosted it with the potions or whatever they were called exactly. So let's just say that Earthquake only could use 10 times in a battle, and that was it. You had to go heal it, or actually they're called PP ups, which I think he probably gave like Earthquake like maybe 15 max, but let's say for a 10, for example. If you use 10 in a battle, that was it, you ran out of that Earthquake. In this game, though, for example, Earthquake would have no PP, and it would only require energy, which in battles you can heal your energy, but although it looks like it's going to cost something, we're not really too sure how it's going to work yet, but you'll be able to regenerate your energy somehow, and then you can use Earthquake, which technically means you can use Earthquake more than 10 times, although obviously it's going to take you a little bit long. It's going to probably take you more turns to be able to use those 10 some way. So definitely interesting, but it does mean that we know that, for example, the XP Share Game Pass, which is now called the Experience Boost Game Pass, is going to be in the game, which also we already know all of the Game Passes will be in the game. Also, the Magikarp Pond one might be taken away for a short being until they figure out what they want to do with that one. But I think it's a pretty cool idea. Also, it means that we'll only get to carry around we get to carry around 7 Loomians, although we only can get to battle with 5, which I think is good. It does mean that for like PvP style battles, we're going to have to think about what we want specifically if we're only going to be able to have 5v5s. There's also that one less Loomian that we can't carry now in our battles is going to be it's a huge sacrifice, first of all. Because, for example, in Brick Bronze, I like to run like a couple of tanks, a couple of offensive, a couple of special offensive, and then like maybe a rapid spinner or a setup. For example, Fortress. Fortress I would use as Stealth Rocks, Rapid Spin, Volt Switch, and Gyro Ball. It doesn't hit very hard. It can pivot in and out of battles, and it can set up Stealth Rocks and get rid of their entry hazards, which also would which would cost 1 slot. And for example, I'd maybe run Mandibuzz, which is my special and defensive tank. It's kind of like a mixed tank. Then maybe I would run, I don't know, another tank, like let's just say Chansey, just for a full out chances special defense, isn't it? Yeah, a special tank. That means I got a special tank and I can keep pivoting into that Mandibles for Toxic Stall. Then, for example, I might want to use Metagross, or my Mega Metagross. Good defenses, although I want to mainly use it as like an offensive, so I'll give it all speed and physical attacks. That's my like offensive one. Then I thought, oh, okay, well now if I look at my Pokemon, I've got a Fortress, Mandibles, Chansey, and a Metagross. Only one of those are offensive, so that means I need a special offensive. Let's say Greninja with speeds. And then I'm thinking, okay, well that's 5. I can fit one more in here. Looking at it, I can maybe like fit in, I don't know, another special attacker or physical attack. In that case, I'd also choose a special attacker since Mandibles and Fortress are physical attackers, so I would rather have another special attacker, which, just say Gengar, for example, quick and can hit hards. Also, that's not like the perfect team, but it's just an example. Although it means that I'm going to have to sacrifice one of those in my Loomian Legacy team, which kind of sucks overall, but I think is going to make the battles a lot faster paced, which I think overall is a good thing for not as many stalls. Although it would be cool if we had the option in the battle settings, battle rules, when we decide to do PvP, if it will let us choose between it will let us choose how many Loomians we want to use in the battle. For example, some people might not like 5v5 and they might want to do 7v7. Even though the battles will be longer, they'll be kind of cool, and I would personally like to have that. I mean, I'll probably, like I said, mostly do 5v5s or 7v7s if they give us the option to, but it's up to you guys. Anyway, I'm going to leave off there. Pretty cool information that we got about the game now, for the fact that it's actually going to be more... I guess it'll be quicker for you to get experience if you're, like, for example, Dripple's going to get the most experience, I'm going to guess. And then obviously your bench are going to be your second best XP boost, so pretty cool on that. And as you can see, Dripple is level 6, bro, you cheating. But I think that's pretty cool overall. A different take on the party system, which I also think is really, really cool, so I definitely like the idea. Although it's going to get some getting used to, obviously. Anyway, I will leave it off there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and like always, I'll see you guys next time.